Hi everyone, I'm Jillian. Welcome to Real Life 101, the show where you'll get the inside scoop on real jobs, great career choices. Plus, Gracie will visit with a voice coach who has coached many of today's top singing artists and helped them to perfect their voices. So enjoy and get ready to be informed and entertained today on Real Life 101. What do artists like Christina Aguilera, Carrie, Underwood, Martina McBride, and the Dixie Chicks have in common? They have all received training on fine-tuning their skills from voice coach Renee Grant Williams. Gracie visited Renee's studio in Nashville, where she got to see how she works with both established singers and rising stars like 14-year-old Caroline Cole.
We're here with Renee. Renee, so I understand you're a vocal coach.
Yes, I've been accused of that.
What exactly do you do as a voice coach?
I help people manage their voice at different stages of their career. I help them in the beginning when they're just learning so they get a good foundation. And I help them during their career when they're touring and experiencing the ravages of the road. I help them keep their voices together. And then when they're older, I help them prevent the decline in the voice from happening. So I have a wonderful job. I get to help people.
That sounds wonderful to me. How did you get into this field?
Well, I was a conservatory student in San Francisco, and my teacher had more students than he could handle, and he knew that I had to take a summer job. And so he said, how would you like it if I taught you to teach? And you could take some of my overflow. So I was very lucky. But mostly, you can get a music degree, but you don't have to have any examination or bar exam like you do in the law to be a voice teacher. All you have to do is put your name on a piece of paper that says, I'm a voice teacher, and voila, you're a voice teacher.
So there's no certification that you need?
Absolutely none. I mean, unless you want to teach in the public schools.
All right.
Of course. But the trick is, where do you get students? And I was lucky in that my own teacher gave me a kickstart to get my feet wet while I had clients in front of me.
So then once you moved to Nashville, how did you start finding clients here?
It's a good question. I started from the bottom up. I had been living in New York, and I moved down here, and I started back at $25 an hour, where I had been charging $150 an hour in New York. And I just put up signs, and I tried to make myself visible. I did a recital with harp and violin, and got myself a job as a music director at a wonderful church that appreciated me. And so students just came, and then now it's mostly by reference.
What would you say is the most difficult aspect of your job?
You have to be very patient. Let's talk about patience. Sometimes I think I want a singer's future for them more badly than they want it. And you have to realize that people only retain a small amount of what goes in this ear by the time it gets out this other ear. So you have to understand that people are not, you can bring someone to a point in their lesson, but then they come back next week and you think, okay, we're going to start back at that point of up here. Or they come back in and they're down here, probably close to where they were before they came in the week before. You can always tell the ones that study from the ones who say they study. And the other thing is, you have to have a great set of ears, and you have to be able to see that this flat note in the fourth bar there was a result of singing the proper consonant instead of not having enough breath.
So I understand you're working with a young woman named Caroline. What do you see in Caroline?
Ah, Caroline, sweet Caroline.
The fortune teller says, take a seat right there. Let me see your hand, and I'll tell you about your life.
She is a very good guitar player. She's a very good writer. She sings well. She takes on the challenge of professionalism at an age when most kids are thinking about getting their driver's license. She's going to be a star. I would put my money on this.
Well, Renee, thank you so much for sharing with us, letting us hear from Caroline, and thank you for the work that you've done to make the industry what it is today.